Right, we're back. We're moving from Australia's main event to Monaco's main event. Here we've got a fun one at Super Bantamweight, boys. IBO champion Shabaz Masoud will face Peter McGrail. I think, though, this is for the European Super Bantamweight Championship. I don't think they can be sanctioned at the same time, judging from what I've read anyway. But look, who cares about the trinkets? It's a very, very good fight. This one, it was scheduled, wasn't it, for, I think, a few months back, but Masoud got injured at the time. He's gone perfect. He looked brilliant against Liam Dangerous Davis last time out to pick up that IBO belt. McGrail's gone pretty much perfect, bar getting he got chinned by Jericho Quinn in America. He won every round and just got poleaxed. It was a scary knockout, to be fair. But look, after that, he's picked up some decent wins. He was meant to fight McCann, wasn't it, at the back end of last year? We all know what happened there. So look, the winner of this one, the new A holds all the belts right now, but the winner of this is probably going to be there or thereabouts. Let's not forget that after next year when he fights Nakatani, Inoue is probably going up to 126. There could be a lot of fragmentation going on at 122, but it's a good fight. It's a solid card in Monaco, probably one of the better ones Matchroom have ever done. We'll get on to Conor Walker and Pat McCormack after this. But yeah, how do you see the main event going, boys, on Saturday?
I'm ecstatic. It's the first time in a long time I think that I've been excited about a France card. Let's just say it. I mean, you know, Monaco or France or whatever, they're not known for their, you know, spine tingling, blood, guts, and thunder, as our good mate John Fury likes to say. But the cards are normally stocking fillers, you know. They're all got the dicky bows on. It's like a dinner show.
Matchroom's Christmas party, isn't it?
Pretty much. They're usually headlined by sort of Lee Wood, Joe Cordina. Martin Murray used to do them back in the day. I think
Everyone's headlined it.
Yeah, they were never Golovkin on in Monaco. I think
he did. But you know, that's an anomaly. Normally, it's a name against an opponent. Normally, but look, we've got a decent headline. This is a really good trade fight. Look, we've got one of the best amateur boxers in Peter McGrail against one of the more pure boxers, I would say, in Masoud. I think, but not just that. He showed against Liam Davis that he can actually plant his feet and have a tear up as well. Has been very skillful. I actually picked Davis to win that fight, and I thought he'd win it, not comfortably, but I thought it'd be a decent victory for him. I couldn't be more wrong. Masoud really, really stepped up that night and proved a lot of people wrong, myself included. And you know, I'm intrigued by this fight because when it was initially made, I thought McGrail will walk through him. And as it's got closer and closer and closer, I've sort of ummed and ahed. I'm sticking with my original pick, but I do think it's going to be one of those fights. I think it's going to be close. It's going to be like that. You know, he wins a round, he wins a round, he wins a round, he wins a round. We might get some 10-10s thrown in there. It could be a draw. But for me, I've picked the winner from the off, and I'm going to stick with that. What's your take on it, Liam, before we give our predictions that are pretty much given already?
Thanks for joining us. Go on, Liam.
Could be a great night for the Scousers out in Monaco, couldn't it? If you think about Pat McCormack as well against Conor Walker, which we're going to touch on in a minute.
Pat's not a Scouser, by the way.
Yeah, Pat's from Sunderland, isn't he?
This is live as well.
It's only 100 miles away. It's only 120 miles away. But
a good night for the north of England, then I'll rephrase it.
Right, from the northeast, mate.
Anyway, let's move on from that. Look, definitely the best Monaco card we've seen, as Jay touched on. It's normally a name against a body, kind of, you know, when Bivol headlined, he headlined against a guy who'd never been in the top 20 of any governing body, etc., etc. So we're getting some good fights on this one. When it was meant to happen in Birmingham in the summer, I thought McGrail would go through Masoud and get a stoppage late on in the fight, and I carry the same narrative now. Look, as good as Masoud looks in his last fight against Davis, and he did take us all by surprise. We all thought he would probably come up short in that fight. I just think McGrail is another step up from where Liam Davis was at. And when it comes to it, Masoud may be competitive early on, but is he going to be competitive in fourth and fifth gear? Whilst McGrail stays in second and third, and as the fight goes on, McGrail will move through the gears and Masoud will be tired, and that's where I think he'll get broken down. I think we'll see a stoppage late on, either corner pulling him out, or it could be a body shot finish as fatigue sets in.
So two Peter McGrail picks.
I don't think McGrail will stop him. I think McGrail will win UD. I think it's going to be 115, 113, something like that.
Look, it's an interesting fight, isn't it? There's a clear route to victory, I think, for both. It's probably who turns up on the night. Now, it sounds pretty simple, but it probably one of them is going to be better than.
You got to be on it from the opening bell.
Yeah,
It's going to be, if you're not on it from
100%.
the first round, once you go behind, I believe it's going to be very difficult. They're both front runner fighters.
Oh, exactly. Especially Masoud. If he gets in a rhythm, I think Pete McGrail's going to be in trouble. And that's the way I'm leaning. I'm going against you too. I think Shabaz Masoud, I just can't look past how good he looked in that Liam Davis fight. I know Davis looked a bit void of ideas throughout as well. But once he gets going and in that rhythm, he's a beautiful boxer. Like he beat Davis twice in the amateurs. And I think that he's, secretly a little ace Matchroom have under their sleeve. To be fair, I think he's going to open up in that 1-2-2 division. Look, McGrail's got the pedigree as well. We know about him, but yeah, I'm going to lean towards Shabaz Masoud. Hi, Humble. Thanks for joining us. But I just think it's going to be close, isn't it? It's a good fight. It's just whoever stamps their authority on it. But yeah, Masoud for me. So we got different outcomes. Liam, late stoppage, you said, didn't you, for McGrail? Hey, McGrail points, me, Masoud points. So yeah, that doesn't help anybody. None of us are in agreement there, but that normally means it's a decent matchup and a decent fight if the three of us are going in different directions. So yeah, we'll leave that one there. Jay, Liam, thanks as always.
Cheers, fella.
You guys in the chat joining us, and we'll quickly round off with what could probably be the fight of the night. Conor Walker against Pat McCormack. That's going to be a really interesting